Watch me turn up, roll up, yeah, you know I burn up, burn up.
Hello and welcome. You're listening to Hobby
Fox.
Homies.
Oh, sorry.
We are your... I'm going to let you finish.
Yeah, I mistimed my bit.
Yeah.
You go.
We are your weekly war game and board game podcast. My name is Shane. As always, I'm joined by my co-host Fox.
Fox. Oh,
Yeah.
I say. Ohio gozaimasu.
This is episode 22 of season 2. This is our journey into Test of Honor.
Yes. Yes. I'll contain my excitement as best I can. But I'm excited.
I can tell you're already jumping the gun.
I'm shaking. Test of Honor. Yeah. Like Shane said, this is our journey into Test of Honor series. This is actually our third installment
Oof.
of the Test of Honor series.
I feel like we've done more.
We've talked about it a lot.
Have we done? Okay.
Oh no, yeah, this might be the fourth. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
Maths isn't my strong suit. But this one's a little bit different because we finally played a game.
Oh, it's been a while.
It's never been. This is our first time we've ever played a game. It has been a while. It's never been.
We've been talking about it for a while.
Yeah, that's true. So we thought on this episode we'll give you guys our first impressions of the game, and then at the end we'll give it a score out of 10 and see how it stacks up against other well-known skirmish games like Warcry and Kill Team, because those are the two that we play the most.
Yeah.
So we feel confident that we can give those two accurate scores and then let you know how this one stacks up against that.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. So hang around for that. I'm intrigued to see what you think of Test of Honor compared to those two, Fox.
Yeah.
And don't forget to stick around for all our goodies that we do at the end of every episode.
Yeah, so we'll talk about our new comp and what we're doing.
The new comp.
The new
That's
comp.
Spicy. New giveaways. All that sort of stuff that comes at the start of the month.
Yeah, that's true. It is the start of the month. We got all the good
Pretty
stuff
much.
coming.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Yeah.
And we'll let you know what we're doing over like the Christmas break and stuff. We'll
Yep.
keep you in the loop with all that.
Hell yeah.
So, we started our journey into Test of Honor earlier this year. I think it was probably about May.
Yeah, it
We
would have
started percolating
been
on
around
it.
then, I
Yep.
reckon.
I think we probably placed our order around June or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. And we got into it. I feel like I kind of dragged you into it because I was just
By the
blown away.
collar.
Yeah, by the collar. I dragged you kicking and screaming. And I backed it. Not backed it, it's not Kickstarter. But I put the order in for it
Yep.
because of its beautiful art and theme.
Yeah.
Feudal Japanese skirmish game.
Japanese stuff is your thing, dude.
That's my thing.
And I got around it because you loved it so much.
There you go. Well, hopefully that infectious disease of love
Oh, I've caught it.
rubs up. Oh, good.
That's actually terminal.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I have 2 weeks to live.
Oh, well, at least we played some Test of Honor. But then, of course, as we all know, COVID happened. So we put it on the back burner because, this was a thing we were going to work on together. Part of our Journey Into series where we explore new games.
Yep.
From the baby infant steps of this game's kind of cool, right through purchasing, painting, playing. But we had to put it all on the back burner.
Yeah.
Now we're finally able to catch up again, play games again. We kind of got sick of waiting for me to paint models and build some terrain.
To be fair, I haven't paid mine either.
Yeah, I remember a while ago I was like, don't worry, Shane, I'm hyped for this. This is kind of the thing I dragged you into. I'll paint all the models.
I'll carry you.
Yeah.
And I'll have everything done.
No, I didn't do any of that. That's all a lie. Past me has lied to you once again. But we got sick of waiting for me to paint models, finish terrain. So we borrowed some terrain from our good friend Foggy Highway,
Oh, yes. In the Discord, Foggy hitting up all kinds of stuff.
our wise old wargamer.
Yep.
If you guys are in the Discord, you're no stranger to Foggy's terrain. Well, he's got he's amassed a collection of Japanese stuff. We didn't borrow all of it.
No.
I just picked and chose the few key pieces that I thought would be cool.
Yep.
And then we just threw some unpainted metal and plastic models on the table and we played 2 games.
Yeah.
Games. Air
quotes.
quotation.
Yeah.
We later learned that the first game we played wasn't actually the full game.
No. That ended very quickly, didn't it?
Yeah. So I'll quickly say this. Part of Test of Honor is it's got 2 win conditions. Every mission has its own win condition.
One win condition.
One win condition.
Yeah.
But the rulebook also said gain a quest, which has another condition on it.
Yeah.
And the way it made it sound, I was like, oh, an alternate victory condition.
Yeah, like a personal victory.
Yeah. And I thought, that's cool because then there's like a secret one you're trying to do,
Yep.
which I guess would probably be pretty hard.
Yeah.
And then the main one that would be slightly easier, but your opponent knows you're doing it.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's a cool balance. So by turn 3, I completed mine.
Yeah.
And I was like, Shane, I won. And you're like, nah, crap. And then we later learned that it just gives you like an extra card.
Yeah. One card.
One card. It doesn't actually win you the game.
No.
So we called that one prematurely.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. I thought we'd go through a few different categories about the game itself, and I want to hear your thoughts, and then I'll share my thoughts.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're thinking about all this. I haven't actually talked too much about Test of Honor after our game.
No, we tried to keep that as as organic as we could.
Yeah. Well, we know this episode's coming, so I was like, I don't want to talk about it twice. Actually, I do. I love Test of Honor. It's a lie. So, do a quick run through. Test of Honor is a feudal Japanese skirmish war game played with like 5 to 15 miniatures on a tiny little 3x3.
And it's set in the Sengoku period.
That is correct, Jane. Nailed it. Mate, you're a Test of Honor. Look what I've done to you.
What have I become?
And you play it with small, you have one leader, like a samurai potentially, maybe mounted, maybe on foot, different weapons they could choose.
Yep.
You take a couple companions with him if you wish, and then you load up on your foot soldiers of sorts.
Yeah, like spearmen, bowmen, even guys with like muskets.
Yeah. Or Yari, Yumi, and Teppo.
Yeah, all that.
So.
But I speak English. So.
Yeah, exactly. I'm Australian, so I call them beat sticks and shooty boys. So, Shane, first question I have for you. How accessible do you think this game is?
Well, now, I remember ordering it through you.
Yep, through me.
We ended up doing a big thing for the Discord. So everyone, we put it out to the Discord and whoever wanted something could chip in.
Yeah.
So we'd all share the cost of shipping.
Yes.
Which was a fantastic idea because I think the shipping is flat rate like $50.
Exactly.
Which is killer. If you buy
huge.
one model or 100 models, it's going to cost you $50 to get them here.
Yeah.
So straight away, I feel the accessibility there is a little bit lost because if it's like, oh, I want this, but it's going to cost me that plus, like it's $70 to get into it and then $50 for shipping. It's like, oh, bloody hell.
If for context, the reason shipping is that much, but also the same thing happened to me this week. I actually wanted just to buy 3 dudes for £12, aka like $20. That would have cost me $70 because of shipping. The reason this is because Test of Honor is actually an indie developed game.
Yeah.
Originally, it was a Warlord Games product. We've talked about this on previous episodes. Go check those out for more deets.
Yep.
But now, the person who created this game, Graham Davey, has taken it on himself.
Yeah.
It's one dude out of his house in Nottingham producing this game.
Nottingham, merry old England.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's phenomenal.
It's phenomenal.
What he's done, this man alone, plus an artist or two here and there, but it's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, the illustrator, phenomenal artist.
Yes.
Carmen.
Yep.
Phenomenal.
Carmen Sarah. Look, you can get PDF rulebooks.
Yes.
Which I think is great because you're saving shipping there.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope he doesn't charge shipping. No, we know he doesn't. We bought one.
So I get around that. But the cards and everything, it's all brilliant. The only thing that kills me is that shipping cost.
Totally.
If there was a sort of a rate for Australia that wasn't quite so dear, I don't know.
Or like a small parcel rate.
Yeah, or a free shipping over amount, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, or look, I could justify it if it was me and you getting into it.
Yeah.
I'd justify that, right? Because $25 shipping, it's kind of expected for most stuff to come from overseas.
You're saying if we split it, $50
if we split it,
each.
yeah.
25 each.
Yeah. So I think, it's going to get there, and the more it grows, you might get stockists over here in the future.
Yeah.
Which will definitely cut that right down.
Yeah.
It's in its early stages. It's in its baby steps at the moment, but
that's right.
It's going to get better.
It is the second edition. However, second edition is the first edition where Graham's taken it on his own. That's his edition.
That's his, yeah.
So really, the
Before
game's
that,
been
it was
out for
Warlords.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only been out for a year, 2 years.
Yeah.
And because it's one guy, the production obviously is going to be a bit slower.
Yeah.
He's constantly releasing new kits, which the new metal models that he does is phenomenal.
Oh, they're insane.
It's got those nice details of like great plastic kits, but it's also got that nice weighty old school wargamer metal
Yeah.
vibe to it.
Yeah.
A bit weighty. So that's cool. But yeah, not to derail you. You're right. You're absolutely right. The biggest deterrent and the biggest knock on the accessibility of the game,
Yeah.
absolutely cost.
Yeah.
Not cost of the models. If you were just on the website and you're like, yeah,
reasonable.
yeah. But if you had to spend $50 every time to
Yeah.
ship, you want some $20 tokens?
Yeah.
That's $70.
Yeah.
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 So is that your biggest, that's
One thing holding back the accessibility. Other than that, it's about $60 for the starter kit, which comes with the book, the tokens, the cards, the dice, everything else you need.
Yep.
My army was about $70 off the top of my head, which
Yep.
has about 20 dudes?
I think so.
Maybe 20 dudes, but
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere between 15. I think maybe 15.
15, yeah. Which
Yep.
I think is reasonable.
Yeah. It's not, it's good if you want to support the game to buy Test of Honor minis
Yep.
off the Test of Honor website. That's great. You can use other 28mm feudal Japanese minis.
Yeah.
Like I bought a big box of, it's the Warlord Games Samurai Starter Army.
Yep.
That's a good one because it gives you heaps of options.
Yeah.
The sculpts are nowhere near as good as Graham's.
Nah.
From Grey for Now Games, but it helps fill your numbers, helps you get a sample of the game.
Yeah.
You get more Ashigaru, which is the foot soldiers, than you would ever need.
Yeah.
So
You're not giving me some.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And eventually, it's not a bad place to start. We said this on the last episode. It's good to buy that if you can't afford to do the shipping. But I mean, you're probably going to buy the rule book and stuff anyway. So
Yeah.
I would go ham on your first order if you
Yep.
think you're going to like it, because
Yeah,
you don't have to
bulk
place a
up.
second one. And
Make it worth it. Get some mates if they're into it.
yeah,
Share it.
I would say another knock on the accessibility. I'll be honest, most of the things we're going to talk about are all good.
Yeah.
We're starting off with the harshest category.
Yeah,
I think the
yeah.
weakest part of the game is accessibility for
That's
us
right.
Australians.
Yeah.
It's a small gaming scene.
Yeah.
It's pretty niche over there,
Yeah.
even more so over here because, shipping's expensive. It's relatively new.
Yeah.
You don't have every person. In fact, I'd never heard of it
No.
before we deliberately went digging for a niche game.
Yeah.
So if you're hoping to find a game outside of your mate who you got into it with, good luck. I think there's an Australian Test of Honor Facebook page, and I want to say it has 22 members.
Yeah. I think we're in it.
Yeah.
But there's a banging worldwide Facebook page for it.
Oh, that's great for inspiration and stuff. You
Yeah.
know what else is great? The Test of Honor channel in the Hobby Homies Discord.
Yes. It's
That's
always
not bad
popping
too.
off.
Yeah. But yeah, the good thing about the global page is you get posts from Graham Davey himself,
Yeah.
giving updates and whatnot.
Yep.
Carmen, one of the main illustrators, or the main illustrator, posts all the
He
time.
posts this thing. It's like, I had 5 minutes, so I just sketched this, and I'm like,
That's the
I
greatest thing
couldn't
I've ever
draw
seen in
that
my
if my
life.
life
Yeah.
depended on it.
And he's great. Oh man, he's got some great art, even outside of Test of Honor, but his Test of Honor stuff is just,
Yeah.
he's the perfect person to capture this game.
Yep.
In art
100%. 100%.
So, accessibility, not great, right? The cost of the game is fine
Yep.
if you ignore shipping.
Yep.
Playing the game with your mates is phenomenal because you could load up. This is what I've done. I've loaded up on enough stuff that I could build 4 or 5 armies. You could have
Easy.
a mate over,
Yeah.
be like, hey man, you want to try this game? And this goes into the next thing, teaching the rules. How did you go learning the rules? We had zero knowledge going in.
Nah, not one.
We bought it, not off the system,
Yep.
just off the art, the minis, all that kind of stuff, the idea of the game.
Yeah.
What did you think? How did you go learning the rules over the 2 games we played?
Couple of hiccups, like we said earlier about the win condition on that little quest card.
Yeah, small hiccup.
Small hiccup.
Completely misread the rule on how to win.
Yeah. But the rest of it was, I really enjoyed it. It had an interesting mechanic where your hero could get slain first time.
Yeah.
Like, if they failed their basically saving throw, their save roll, they could die.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a hero where if
Yeah.
you think about 40k, they'd have at least 7 or 8 wounds.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah.
one shot might kill them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if they fail that and they pass this other save, then they might just take 1 wound,
Yeah.
which the wounds can stack up.
Yeah.
And, but it's a modifier every time.
Yeah. It's like the only difference is they have a few more saves and things that you would have to get through before you kill them. But technically, if you're coming from like a 40k background, everything in this game has 1 wound.
Yeah.
even the leaders.
Yeah.
It's just whether or not you first chew through their invul save and then their, what do you call it, feel no pain or disgustingly resilient, whatever it is.
Yeah,
If you chew through all those saves, you could absolutely kill them.
Yeah.
And they have to fail one of their own,
Yeah. Yeah. And the dice mechanic is brilliant. You know, basically you roll X amount of dice and you want 3 swords every time.
Yes.
3 swords is a pass.
Yeah.
Sometimes like a 6 is 2 swords. And then what was it? A 4 up was 1 sword. So
Yes.
like that we looked at these dice and they're basically D6s with different icons. And you could easily play it with D6s if you knew what was what.
Yeah. You could easily, if you had a little tally that just said, like you said, I think 1 to 3 is...
Oh, no, 1's a cross, 2 and 3 is blank,
Yeah.
4 and 5 is 1 sword, and 6 is 2 swords.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, any combination of 3 swords, you pass a test.
Yeah. Yeah. So that, I think, was fantastic. So picking up the rules there was pretty straightforward. By the end of the first game, I felt really comfortable playing it, and I you know, once you've got the basics, then you can start thinking about tactics.
Yeah.
Like that's at least that's how I play.
Yeah.
I'll play really dumb.
Yeah.
to start with until
Just
I
see
know
what
the rules,
happens, yeah.
and then once you go, all right, this is how this works. This is how that works. Then you start going, all right, what if I move these guys here and do this and that? And then, so by the second game, man, I felt like I knew the rule book the basic rules very comfortably.
Yeah.
Enough to play a solid game, and like maybe out of a whole game, one time we'd go, oh, let's check the book.
Yeah.
Where 40k can be like that every phase.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like movement phase. Let's check the rule book.
That's another thing about the game that helps with the rules. Like you mentioned the mechanic of just needing 3 swords to pass any test.
Yeah.
The only difference is like on your, you might have a card for your, let's say one of your just basic foot soldiers, and you've got about 5 different types of tests you may take during the game. And those are all just icons down the bottom. It's got that similar thing to Warcry.
Yeah.
And so you've just got icons with numbers in them.
Yep.
And so you go, look, my agility test has a 3 in it. That means I get to roll 3 dice.
3 dice, yep.
And if on those 3 dice I manage to get 3 swords, I pass the test.
Yep.
Which could be 1 dice rolls a 2 swords.
Yep.
1 dice rolls a blank. The other rolls 1 sword.
Yep.
Pass the
You've
test.
passed. Yeah.
But there's still rewards for having big dice pools.
Yeah.
So your characters sometimes have 5 dice in their strength category, and 5 dice is often like not a guaranteed pass, but it's like pretty likely you'll pass.
Yeah.
On those 5 dice. But then sometimes you get a thing that adds a 6th dice.
Yep.
And there's a mechanic in the game that allows you, if you roll 5 swords, then you get a bonus to whatever you're trying to do.
Those bonuses were really cool.
Very cool. Very thematical with the weapons. Yeah.
You used your cavalry to charge my spearmen.
Yes.
And I rolled a bonus on the spearmen.
Yep.
Which everyone knows cavalry don't charge spearmen.
I was having a crack. I was having a good old crack.
Yeah. So the bonuses are really cool. Like, it'll be like an attack. You know, the person that was charged gets to make an attack.
Yeah.
Or like, you rolled a good save against my bowman.
Yeah.
And you got to move, a free move out of it.
Yeah, it's like I dodged and ran up, like I gained some ground on you because you missed.
Yeah, I could just imagine your samurai doing like a sick like dive roll and then keep moving, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this is crazy.
Yeah. And the bonuses tied in with the types of weapons that you were using. So it's like, oh, you've got a Naginata, for example, and you roll 5 swords, then this is the bonus you get.
Yep.
And you find when you act that out in a game, it's very thematical. You're like, that's what these dudes would do.
Yeah.
With this weapon against this opponent.
Yeah, it's like a double backflip fucking 180, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. No scope, 360 no scope.
That's it.
With his Naginata.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, it's like a spear with a sword on the end.
Oh, that's the offensive spears.
Correct.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So, and oftentimes, things were happening through the game that I didn't ever consciously think that this game was like thematical in the way it played.
Yeah.
Until something would happen, and I'd be like, of course, that's what would happen.
Yeah.
And so they've tied the theme into the mechanics of the game really well, which helps you learn it.
Yeah.
I think, because it
100%.
makes sense. It was intuitive. We said that many times playing. We're like, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
So, because there's actually a scenario in the book that gives you like, I think 6 models, and it lets you play through a series of scenarios, and it teaches you the game.
Yeah,
it introduces elements to you, but we just dove in.
Yeah.
Full-sized armies, full-sized table, straight in.
Definitely didn't need that intro campaign.
I don't think so.
No.
Not for maybe experienced war gamers, I suppose.
Yeah. Maybe if you've never played a war game or a tabletop game like this, maybe go for it. It might explain things better. But we, as playing 40k and those kind of games, we could just jump straight into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I
Yeah.
agree. Like the rules, I think if you play one full game, because we really only played 2 halves,
Yeah.
I think one full game is all you need to sort of learn enough that, like you said, you start thinking, you go from thinking about the rules to thinking about tactics.
Yeah.
Because we were like starting to think about, it's got another mechanic, which we'll talk about our favorite mechanics in a sec.
Yep.
It's got one where you can only charge the closest enemy to you
Yep.
unless you roll wits,
Yep.
which you might fail. I think you would likely fail. Maybe 50-50.
Yeah, 50-50.
50-50, as all things are.
Yeah.
You either pass or you don't.
That's right.
So you were like, oh, well, maybe if we position... For you, I remember I got a free charge on one of your bowmen, and they happen to be weak against getting charged by cavalry because they've got no way of defending themselves.
Nah.
Whereas, and after that, you're like, oh, I can see if I had have just put my spearman, 1 inch on the other side of my bowman, he could have been in the exact same position, but also denied that charge from the cavalry.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to charge a spearman because they get a bonus on their avoid rolls.
Yep.
Just all things like that where you're just like, there's so many micro elements to the game that make for a really deep game that was easy to learn. So
Yeah.
it did well there. Now, mechanics. I want to know what you liked, but also, apart from the ones we've already spoken about in length, but also the ones you didn't like.
Ooh, didn't like.
Yeah.
I can't really think of anything I didn't like.
Yeah.
Maybe the I tried to use in the actions. There's a random movement, which is a movement of 2d6.
Yes.
For other war gamers might know that as like a charge roll, right? Like
Yeah.
you don't. It's a random roll. That's
Yeah.
how far you move.
Yeah.
I saw that. I'm like, that's like a run.
Yeah.
Like you might roll double ones and you can imagine you guys like tripping over or something silly like that. Or you might roll 12 inches and they've just bounded across this field or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, sick. I'm going to do a random movement. Later on, we found out that wasn't the case. There's no way of actually doing a charge.
Random
charge
movement.
roll. An advance roll or a run roll.
No.
It was just like,
Yeah.
no, 6 inches. That's it. That's as far as you can move, whether you're hoofing it or walking.
Yeah.
So
Kinda.
well, I mean, there's cautious move,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
cool too because it adds, and you get a token which adds to your avoid roll if you get attacked.
Yes.
Um,
But like you said, that random movement is used in the game if in scenarios.
it is, yeah, for unaware models.
Yeah.
which I imagine guys just patrolling.
Yep.
Like
More of a narrative
a
movement.
narrative thing. Yeah, 100%.
It would have been cool if you could have had some sort of like sprint action where you sacrifice maybe. I don't know how they'd balance it. The thing is, if you did, we worked it out. We're like, actually, in hindsight, it makes sense because if you roll 2d6, the average is 7 or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just the
Yeah.
average.
So you'd move it. You'd do it every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what's the worst? If you rolled 2 or 3, it's only
Yeah.
a couple inches below 6.
And because of the way the activations work, it's not like you can move and then shoot or move and then attack anyway.
Yeah.
It's like you do one thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you charge, which is a melee thing, and move and then attack. But
Yeah.
like it's not like you can move your random and then shoot or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like just move regularly and shoot. So
Yeah.
it's a couple of things that caught me off guard, but once I understood them, I was fine. Like it wasn't like I was like, this is shit. This has ruined it. Not at all. Nothing. I can't think of anything that made me put off this game. I actually got home and like I was talking to my girlfriend and I'm just like, I loved it.
Yeah.
I was not apprehensive, but like when you were talking about this game, I'm like, it sounds great.
Yeah.
It's definitely something that you're into. So let's do it. Let's do it as much as we can.
Yeah.
And I got home and I'm like, I fucking loved it. Like that was brilliant.
Yeah.
Like everything about it was just so fun and like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was surprised as well because I expected that this game couldn't live up to the hype that I had in my head.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's done that yet.
I think it exceeded it for me.
Yeah.
For what I was thinking of, exceeded it 100%. I even feel like it exceeded the way that you hyped it up to me.
Yeah.
You know? So,
Well, because we had no idea how it played.
yeah.
I just went in my head, I think, niche game that not many people play
Yeah.
at all. And I went indie developer. I went game that a company like Warlord Games ditched.
Yeah.
I put all those in my head and I went, game's probably pretty bland to actually play. Probably, beer and pretzels, move 6, attack kind of game.
Yeah.
I thought, eh. And then we played it, and after you left, I read the rule book cover to cover.
Oh, yeah.
For fun. And I've never done that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree. Like, it was every turn we were learning multiple cool things.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, wow, you can do that, and that means that. Sick. And like halfway through the game, we learned there's cautious move, like you mentioned, where instead of choosing to use the action where you move 6 inches, you move 3 instead, but you get a cautious action.
Yeah.
Cautious means when someone attacks you, you can spend that cautious token to get a free avoid roll.
Oh, it's a free. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We never used it because we were like, well, there's another thing where you can take it. You take your activation token out of the bag. I feel like we've got to explain the game.
Yeah.
Just quickly. It's similar to Star Wars Legion, kinda.
Yeah.
So each of your troops has a token. Each of your leaders has a separate token. You put it in a bag. You put
A shared bag.
So you put all your tokens in the same bag.
Yeah.
We alternate drawing them out. So I'll draw, say, a troop token out.
Yeah.
Means I can pick a troop on, like a follower, they're called.
Yep.
On the table to activate.
Now, if you've activated all yours and you still draw one of those, which is mine, I get a free move, a free activation.
If I ever draw a token out that I can't use, it's because it's yours.
Yeah.
I give it to you, you activate it.
So I've had my turn, then you've drawn that, given me another turn, and then it's my turn again.
Yeah, sick. It rewards people for having a lot of players, like a lot of
players
troops
against someone who's playing with fewer players.
Yeah. Which I thought was going to give you a huge edge because you had way more dudes than I did.
Yeah. No,
but it balanced it out. Yeah.
It did, yeah.
The downside of having fewer guys is that they're often weaker.
Yeah.
You can like group them up in a group of 3 and they're stronger.
Yeah.
And they're more imposing force
But
and harder to
off
move.
Heaps of mine. I picked off only a couple of yours.
Exactly. Yeah. So they've balanced it well in that regard.
Yeah.
However, we didn't know that if I attack your guy has to try and avoid my attack.
Yeah.
And avoiding means taking his token out of the bag and putting it on him. So you lose basically his activation for that turn.
Yeah. And if he's already activated,
he gets no defense.
He gets no defense, yeah.
Yeah, it's like he's exhausted. He's already had his thing. It's trying to simulate like a quick combat where it's like sword slices.
Yeah.
Someone's shot an arrow at him. He's already dodged it. And someone's attacked him while he's in the motion of dodging it.
Yeah.
So he can't respond to that. You
Yeah.
know? So... And that's why we never used the cautious move because we actually thought it was a choice.
Yeah.
I would attack you and you'd be like, I'm not going to avoid that. I'll just risk dying.
Yeah.
I don't want to waste my activation. But now that we've learned you don't actually get a choice,
Nah.
we'll probably use the cautious move
I think
more.
cautious move will get used a lot.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so. You got to dodge shit because you just die.
Yeah.
An arrow hits you and it does damage. Like it's either going to do damage, which is crippling, or it's going to just straight up kill you.
Yeah.
Like shit dies real fast.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
So that actually the things I disliked, I did think of one.
Okay.
And it's not that I disliked, it's just that I still don't to now understand its point in the game.
Yeah.
And that is the ability to knock someone back.
Yeah,
So
righto.
you go into combat, base to base, and if I fail the attack, I get knocked back an inch.
Yeah.
If you fail the defense and you take a wound, I think,
Yep. I get...
or an injury,
Yeah.
you get knocked back.
Yeah.
And at the end of the round, it says to move everyone so that they're 1 inch away.
Yeah.
It basically wants no one to be in base to base at the end of the game, end of the round.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why.
I can't understand why either.
You could just include a rule that says even if you're in base to base on your turn, you can move as you normally would.
Yeah.
So I just don't understand it. I'm sure there's a rule or a reason, and someone's gonna like.
Is there an FAQ or something like that
There
that we
is.
can look at?
I did, I think, but I didn't see that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure someone on the Facebook or the Discord is going to be like, Fox, you idiot. It's because if you had someone, and they'll explain, I'll be like,
Yeah.
of course, that makes sense.
If you
But-
do know and you haven't joined the Discord, please join and
Yeah.
tell Fox why he's an idiot.
Yeah, oh man. If there's anything that the Discord users love, it's telling me I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So you already have that in common with them.
Yes.
That was the only thing I could think of. But like you said, this game's so deep,
Yeah.
so many different mechanics. Like my favorites were alternate activations because that just balances the game immediately.
Yep, 100%.
You don't do all your stuff. You just do one dude.
To
then
be
I do one
fair,
dude.
I don't know why games do that these days. Like, still.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know, yeah.
Big games because time.
Yeah.
Because time. But skirmish games should always be alternate activation. And most
100%.
are.
Yeah.
I also liked there's 3 fate tokens you put in the shared pool.
Oh, yeah.
And they're great.
The turn can end like straight away.
Yeah. So
yeah.
as we mentioned before, on your turn you pull out a token.
Yeah.
And that tells you what you can activate. There are 3 tokens called fate tokens in that same pool. And if you pull the first one out, you get you don't get to activate anything, but you get a skill card.
Yeah.
So you can beast up your main guy, your characters.
Yeah.
So that's great. It's like, yeah, you don't activate, but you get a big buff that lasts the rest of the game. Then you have your turn, and if someone draws out the second fate token, they get another skill card.
Yeah.
The third one to come out ends the round.
Yeah.
So in theory, the round could end before either of you activate a person.
Yeah. First, it's rare, but first 3 things that could be drawn could be 3 fate tokens.
Yeah, I think we had probably 30 tokens
Yeah.
in the bag. So chances of drawing out 3 in a row.
Slim.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we were lucky where more than a couple of the turns, the fate tokens were almost the last ones to be drawn.
I think there was one turn where there was still 2 tokens left in the bag.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's just sheer luck, but we played 6 turns and it was always one of the last ones.
Like we were just getting comfortable where everything could do its thing.
Yeah.
But that could change.
Yeah.
You might have plans, and then you draw the fate token, which ends the turn, and then although you get to go first if you do draw the last fate token.
Yeah.
But it might throw things out because
Absolutely.
you've already shot with your muskets, right? And they need a turn to reload.
Yeah.
I want to charge them.
Yeah.
Game ends. Fuck, I needed 2 turns.
Yeah.
You've already reloaded those bad boys.
Yep.
You're ready to shoot again.
Yeah. And now it's go time.
Yeah.
That was probably the coolest tension of the game because you have to. It's a bit like we played Blood Bowl the other week,
Yep.
and it's got the same element of you have to choose the best actions to happen first.
Yeah.
Because you don't know,
don't know when
if
it's
you're
gonna
going to
end.
get the rest of them.
Yeah.
So you got to go, you have to prioritize in value. You're like, what is the absolute best thing I have to do right now? Because if I don't do it now,
It could not happen.
it could not happen.
Yeah.
Or what if I'm tossing up between my cavalry charging you or my bowman shooting a guy on that objective, and I can't choose. If I choose my bowman to shoot and hope that I get the cavalry back, and you know that, you'll just shoot the cavalry because then he'll get his token out of the bag to make the avoid, and then he doesn't get an action.
Yeah.
So, you have to, there's so much control that the fate tokens and your opponent has.
Yep.
Because sometimes you just want to shoot something
Oh, yeah.
so that it has to avoid it
Yep.
and can't activate that turn.
Now, I was trying to do that to your hero basically the whole game.
Yeah, you were.
I was like, I'm going to put everything into him
Yep.
so he can't do shit.
Yeah.
A couple of times it worked out for me.
It really did.
And
yeah.
tied him up. And
Yep.
then, by the time you got to draw his token,
Yep.
I'd already put 2 of them on there.
Yeah.
Which meant you had one thing you could do.
One
when
thing.
he could have had 3.
Yeah, that's right. Everyone has one action except for your heroes who have 3.
3 activations, yeah.
Which is pretty cool because it means like
They can do a whole lot of shit.
a whole lot of shit.
Yeah.
But because again, you've only got 3 of their tokens in the bag,
Yep.
chances of drawing it. Well, actually, there's 6 because you can draw your opponent's
Yeah.
leader token.
Yep.
But yeah, it's still slim. You might be like, well, I've got an action. This might be the only action I get to do with this dude before
Yeah.
Shane makes him avoid twice,
Yeah.
or he dies.
Yep.
So yeah, it's constantly about you're balancing like what people do I want to put within range of Shane,
Yeah.
because I know he can only shoot or charge the closest unless he takes a wits test. And what's the most valuable thing to activate now because I may not get another shot.
Yeah.
And it's just, and then there's the actual scenario you're playing, which adds another layer and all that. So mechanically,
Very deep.
such a great game.
Yeah.
Such a great game. I was going to ask how the turns played out, but we kind of talked
That
about
was
it
pretty
already.
much it.
Yeah. It was a bloodbath. Like things were dying, things were getting shot and forcing to activate.
Yep.
And sometimes there was one dude I know I didn't actually do anything with the entire game because I moved him up early, but he just kept shooting him.
That the big club guy?
Yeah. He was great at soaking up damage.
Yeah, he
for no
was.
reason. He just got lucky.
Yeah.
He could have been cut down instantly, but I never actually got to attack with him or anything because you kept him down.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm just going to keep throwing arrows into that guy, and yeah.
Yeah.
So that was good. This is something I'm interested about. Replayability. What do you think? Because I was trying to think what actually adds to the replayability of this game apart from it just being bloody awesome.
Well, we we had the same terrain, the same mat,
Yeah.
and
Same everything.
shuffled it all around, and it played differently.
Completely different.
You know,
Different
So-
mission.
different mission. Yeah, yeah. How many missions was in the book? Do you remember?
There's
Maybe
narrative
roll a
ones.
D6.
Yeah. There's narrative ones, there's standard ones, and there's linked battles.
Yeah,
I think typically you'd play on standard ones.
yeah,
There's 6 of them.
yeah. Okay. I feel like the replayability is pretty high, just as high as like a 40k game.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, that's it.
like you think like you play 40k and it's Necrons versus Blood Angels. How many times can you do that?
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
It turns out a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
Because, you tweak your lists.
yeah,
you
and the same
try
thing
different
can do with this.
tactics.
Yeah, and you draw different fate cards.
Yeah.
which would change the way your character plays immediately.
Yeah.
You know, he might play like this at the start of the game, then you draw 2 or 3 fate cards, and he's playing a whole different way because of his new abilities.
Yeah. And that's another thing we haven't even touched on. There's like equipment you can add.
Yeah.
There's honor and dishonor cards.
Oh man, the honor and dishonor,
which
yeah.
is just another great mechanic where your hero, when he attacks someone, has the choice to do it if they're already exhausted and you're kind of going for a killing blow.
Yep.
You can choose to do it in an honorable manner, which gives you 1 less dice.
Yep.
However, you get an honor card, which
Yeah.
is usually has a good effect because it simulates like your troops around you going. They're motivated because they're following an honorable samurai.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or you can gain an extra dice
And do it
and do
dishonorably
a dishonorable thing.
and just stab him in the head.
Yeah, in the back of the head while he's not looking. And that's a great too because sometimes you need to balance them up. Sometimes you're like, I really need to kill this guy. I
Yeah.
cannot risk him dying. Whatever the dishonor card, it can't be worse than this guy living.
Yeah.
And taking that objective off out of my reach and
Yeah.
then winning the game.
Or him fucking you up.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
So and then you get cards for that. You've also got like the quests we mentioned earlier where you draw 2 at the start, pick 1,
yeah.
gives you a bonus. You've got skill cards that come out. There's all these other elements that we haven't even touched on that just add depth. So,
Yeah.
like you said, that's a great point because I was struggling. I was like, outside of just the game being really good and tweaking lists and changing missions and terrain, what gives it replayability? But you're
Yeah.
right. The different
That's
cards
the
come out every
skill
time.
cards, man. Yeah.
Different honor, dishonor, different mission, different skills. Yeah.
Yep.
Heaps. Different
Yeah.
quests.
Yeah, different quests. Yep. Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh man. Like I did not expect to enjoy it as much as I did.
Yeah, me neither.
Really, like
I hoped to enjoy it half as much as I did.
if I had enjoyed it half as much, man, would have been satisfied.
Yeah.
But like,
By the way, we're not
absolutely
sponsored.
frozen. No, not at all. We paid $50 shipping.
Yeah, that's true. What's the opposite of sponsor? Paid extra. That's what we're doing.
Ripped off. No, I'm kidding. No, like
Yeah.
I can see. You know, we always toss up. It's like, what's going to be a game that will hang around? Is it? It's going to be this one. It's going to be that one. And then there's new contestants all the time. It's like,
Yeah.
is Necromunda going to take one of these?
Yeah.
You know, coveted spots in our like
Rotation.
and it's
Yeah.
like, I honestly see Test of Honor as being a really strong contestant in that rotation.
I think so. Yeah, because the whole point of these Journey Into series is to establish that, is
Yeah.
to take a game through the ropes, learn it, and then at the end, make the call. Is this good enough to take a spot? Because we both work full time.
Yeah.
Got a myriad of other commitments, this podcast included.
Yeah,
Do we actually have time to play? We've probably got 5 games we can play.
I think so. Yeah,
We're 40k players at heart, which means 40k and Kill Team are on there automatically.
Yeah.
We've played Warcry recently, absolutely froth it, that's in there.
yeah,
If you put a category down for RPGs and board games, there's one left.
Yeah.
And there is a buttload of good games. Age of Sigmar,
yeah,
tons.
yeah,
Tons.
yeah. Necromunda, Armada, all these
Yeah.
games that we have our little ears perked up at.
Yeah.
But Test of Honor has just come out of left field. And,
Yeah. It's thrown a curveball at
Oh,
us.
it has, man. It actually has.
So, having said all that, I'm curious. I want to hear what you give Warcry, then I'll tell you what I give Warcry.
Okay.
Then Kill Team. Then let's rank Test of Honor.
Okay.
So,
Now- yeah. So Warcry. Now, we've played a fair bit of Kill Team.
yes.
I think.
Do you want to start there then?
No.
Kill Team. Okay,
no,
all right.
started with Warcry.
You happy with my order?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. All right, okay.
Warcry had the almost unlimited replayability. The way
Okay.
that the decks would, the 4 decks to start the game would run.
Yep.
So that is big points. I like the idea of it, the small game size. I'm probably going to give it a 7.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, out of 10.
Cool. I gave Warcry a 7.5 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was
okay.
slightly better.
Okay.
There's very few games I play a lot of games.
Yeah.
And I'll play them and I'll be like, that was a good game. And I really froth the models. And it's like the complete picture wins the game for me.
Yeah.
Warcry, I bought a warband of orcs because I'm like, the models are pretty cool. They're my favorite orcs, the big brutes. It's Age of Sigmar, but I don't have to paint lots of dudes.
Yeah.
But then I played the game and I was like, it's a 30-minute game. But you
really
feel
is.
like there's tension the whole time. And the endings were always so tight.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's a real, I don't know, it's a euphoric game at the end. It's excitement. It's winning or losing on a roll.
Yeah.
Not many games balance that well
Nah.
whilst being so chaotic.
Yeah.
So I was like, that was kind of like the bar for me for a skirmish game became Warcry.
Yeah.
Because like you said, it's got tons of replayability. You'll never play the same game twice.
Nah.
The way you use the dice mechanic was cool. Outside of the actual game, it really only had that extra mechanic, which was the dice.
Yeah.
And the way you use doubles and the Destiny dice and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. That was, I don't know.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's good, but it was just the game itself has enough, but it helped me add some perspective to where I ranked Test of Honor.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
but I was like, yeah, Warcry. I mean, we only played that for that one day.
Yeah.
And I've thought about it every day since. And I'm like, 30 minutes, that's so good. You can just have a day of it.
Yeah.
Bring a ton of people over. Everyone plays everyone once. It's fun. It's exciting. There's memories. I remember both games we played
Yeah.
coming down to the last dice. So, yeah, 7.5 out of 10 for me.
Okay. Okay.
Kill Team.
Kill Team. Oof. Now, like I said,
An age-old favourite for us.
yes, we gave up on 40K for a little while, and we said, let's do Kill Team.
Yeah.
Why aren't we doing Kill Team? Quicker games.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. If you know the rules, maybe.
If you know the rules, yeah. But you know what, man? 6.
Yeah.
I reckon Warcry is what Kill Team should be
Yeah.
in the 40K universe.
Yep.
Obviously, tweak a few things,
Yep.
but for the most part, Kill Team should be quicker,
Yep.
should be more random, and it should be funner.
Yeah. More fun even.
Yeah, more fun.
Funner. Fun and funner.
I like. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love the 40K universe. I love almost every single miniature that they've got in there.
Yeah.
But I think it could.
I think.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, you know what's funny? At 6.5.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I agreed. I think I thought Kill Team was an 8.
Yeah.
Until I played Warcry.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is what I want in a skirmish game. I want lots of depth, tactics, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I want bulk replayability, and I want it to be quick and snappy. If I wanted to play an in-depth, it's in between.
Yeah.
It doesn't know if it wants to be Warcry, quick and snappy,
Or 40K.
or Necromunda, deep,
Yeah.
intricate, micromanagement. What was the other one before? Shadow War?
Shadow War Armageddon.
Yeah, it doesn't know if it wants to be those.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, it's a little bit in between.
Yeah.
And I don't know where it stands now that there's 500-point 40K games that are probably just as quick as Kill Team.
Yeah.
The thing that Kill Team has is the campaign's really good.
Yeah.
Like-
That's something we haven't really done. I think we'd have to give that a fair crack.
To give it a fair score. So
Yeah.
we're judging these in if you were to just sit down and play a game,
Yeah.
irrelevant of like playing through a campaign.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're not judging the campaign mode. The fact that it has it gave it the 0.5 I think it needed.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a little bit older. Like Games Workshop's probably learned a lot since releasing it.
Yeah.
Since like Necromunda and Warcry.
Yeah. I'd like to see what they do if there's a new edition for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I think the 40K universe carries that game a little bit.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah. Yeah.
We played it because we already had 40K models.
Yep.
Accessibility means big tick
Yeah.
by the rule book, done.
Fucking Kookaburra.
Yeah, you could barra.
That's
Absolutely. So, what'd you give Warcry?
7.
And I gave it 7.5.
Yeah.
And you gave Kill Team 6, and I gave it 6.5.
Yeah.
So I'm a 0.5 more generous. Test of Honor, man. Playing it. This is just a first impression score.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once we give the game a good crack, we'll give it a new score.
Yeah.
Like we've played, 6 games of it now. Let's give it a good,
Yeah.
But this is our first impression score. Test of Honor, Shane.
Straight off the bat, dude. 8.5.
Huh. I gave it an 8.
Oh,
There you go.
Now who's more generous?
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, the only thing I could think that would make it better is I mean, it's all those things that I can't really control.
Yeah.
Accessibility's bigger.
Yeah.
You know, if I could walk into a store or if I could just order it online, $10 shipping to get whatever models I wanted.
Yeah.
If I knew I could go to a store or like even a local Facebook group and it could be like, hey guys, who wants to play a game?
Yeah.
Or I knew even once every 2-3 months I could play a tournament.
Yeah.
Any of those things would take it up to the big categories.
But you know what? That stuff, to get that off the ground, man, it needs players.
Yeah,
It needs
absolutely.
niche players.
And it can't control that. It's a phenomenal game.
Yeah.
With beautiful models.
Yep.
It just needs time, I think. It's new. It's a baby.
That's
it's an
right.
infant.
Yep. Needs to, develop.
Yes. I'm uncomfortable hearing that.
So am I, dude. Why did I say that?
Why did I say that?
Yeah, my 8.5 was probably given without can take into consideration
All that
accessibility.
stuff. Yeah.
That was just
Oh,
got home and frosted that much.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still froth it. I still just man, I wish we just had more time because I want to play it. I'll play it more.
Yeah, I should just quit my job.
Yeah. In fact, yeah, you should.
Yeah, let's do
What
it.
do you still do? Yeah, let's do it
You
together.
bring your boss, I'll bring my boss.
Yeah, okay. Church is one step ahead of us.
Yeah.
Man. You go.
What did you say, Church? Did you tell them all get fucked? All right,
Yeah,
let's tell
yeah.
them get fucked.
Churchy said I have to quit. Yeah,
Tell them you got to play Test of Honor.
they'll understand.
They give us 3 weeks of annual leave.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I'm using my long service leave.
Yeah.
Forget my family. I'm playing Test of Honor, my real family. Yeah, phenomenal game, man.
Yeah.
I would love it. In fact, we played Test of Honor. However, there's already expansion rules for it that
Yeah.
add more depth called Sengoku,
Oh, Lord.
which is great.
Yep.
It's not too much depth for us now learning the rules.
Okay.
I think we've done the right thing. Let's play through a few more games and then we'll get the Sengoku book, which just gives you clan bonuses.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like faction rules
yeah.
for your clan.
Chapter tactics.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. The good thing about Test of Honor, we haven't mentioned this on this episode, there's no clans. There is clans and there is factions, but the models you buy don't belong to a particular group.
No.
They have different keywords, but you can use whatever you want.
Yeah.
You'll be like, oh, I like the look of those 2 monks. There's a woman from a tea house.
Yeah.
There's a samurai marksman. I'll take that. That's cool too.
Yeah.
As long as you just take one leader, I forget what they're called. Champions? I can't remember.
It started with C. It
Yeah.
was something.
I know that, and then there's 2 companions.
MJ's probably
Oh,
companions.
she's-
That's
No, companions is the step down. It's like the lieutenant
Ah.
from your captain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, what is it called? Man, I've been talking about it all week, and it's blanked. That's always how it happens.
Yeah.
And then you can take as many followers as you like, up to X points.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you can mix and match any combination, make whatever you want. You can have 2 monks, you can have a samurai, whatever you want,
Yeah.
which is cool. You don't buy a box of dudes and it says it belongs to this faction.
Yeah. The way that you set my army up was basically like a samurai with troops.
Yes.
I felt like I was leading an army.
Yeah.
Like a what do they call it? Daimyo? Is that like the clan
Daimyo.
leader?
Yeah.
So
a daimyo, I think, is like the owner of the land.
of the clan kind of thing.
And he recruits the samurai to
Yeah.
protect his land.
So I imagine these as basically like the king's troops.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was what I sort of imagined. And yours were like, I
Temple
imagine
guard.
yours was like fanatic.
Yeah.
Like
They were
religious
religious
fanatics.
They were,
yeah.
And that's what I said when he came over. I was like, so I'm...
Heresy.
Exactly. I was playing as temple guard,
Yeah.
protecting this... there was a temple there.
Yeah.
I was protecting that temple, and you were an invading force trying to... Maybe I'd built a temple on a portion of... That was technically your land.
Yeah.
The Daimo's land.
Yep.
And he was sending you to, law and order.
Yeah, exactly.
Or maybe I felt like, or maybe you just wanted to expand your land, and he was like, "Go take this tiny little temple town. No one's gonna care.
Yeah.
My dude's cared, Shane. My dude's cared." But
Hell
yeah,
yeah, man.
it was sick. So that was Test of Honor, man.
Yeah.
That's our little first impressions review of it.
Yeah.
We plan on doing some more stuff.
Hell yeah.
In fact, just quickly, I want to talk about what we're gonna do next for Test of Honor.
Oh yeah.
No, you do. You do. You go.
Yeah.
Or you want me to?
Well, look, let's both do it.
Let's together. Oh, no, okay.
We really want to give this game like a good solid crack.
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide what clans to paint.
Mm-hmm.
I know you've already started some of yours. I don't know if that's a a scheme you want to go for your entire army. But
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's another cool thing about
yeah,
like the law being so open. Sorry to interrupt.
no, that's fine.
Is like I'm painting a guy right now because of our competition. I want to practice a bit of a summer theme.
Yeah.
For our summer painting comp.
Yeah,
So I have sunset kind of. I bought a pack of paints from Scale 75.
Yep.
That just screamed summer to me. It was like a sunset of
oh
paints.
yeah, oranges, reds, purples,
Yeah, exactly.
yellows. Yeah.
So I was like, can I just use this kit to paint these guys? So he's got purple pants, some red armor. Like I'm working on him. Not super happy with him yet, but if I paint all my guys differently, it doesn't matter.
yeah,
Like I can just say, well, this guy wears a different religious ceremonial colors because he's the leader of this particular element of the temple.
yeah.
You know?
There's always a backstory you
Yeah.
can create for it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't have to paint them all the same colors. Some people want to have all the same flags
Yeah.
with their clan icon on it if they're painting a particular clan.
That's
for
that's
Sengoku
what I feel
reasons.
I'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks great on the table.
Yeah.
But you can also say, well, my clan is actually an assembly of deserters from other clans.
Different clans,
So that's
yeah.
why they all have different flags, whatever.
Yeah.
But you're right. We want to give it a good crack.
Yeah, I think so. Painted armies. We've been talking about bat reps for ages.
Oh,
so
hell yeah.
like that's an idea. And then play a few games and really give it a proper review.
Yeah. And I think once we do all that, like paint the minis, rep through a few more games, now that we've got the rules sort of down pat,
Yeah.
I think then we can end our Journey into series and we can kind of decide if this is going to be in our main rotation. At
Yeah.
this point, for me, it's in my top 3.
Oh yeah.
I can think of no other game I would want to play more right now
Yeah.
than Test of Honor.
Yeah.
After that, it's 40k Crusade. After that, it's Warcry.
Yeah.
And they're almost the 3 different time frames.
Yeah.
30-minute game. I'd say Test of Honor is probably an hour.
Yeah, over an hour. Yeah.
Could go anywhere between 45 to an hour and a half, probably.
Yeah.
And then you got your Crusade games, which are probably 2+.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So yeah,
I think that's next for Test of Honor, I think.
that's what we've got planned. So we, as you guys can probably tell, we frothed Test of Honor. Absolutely loved it. If you guys have played it or even piqued slightly the interest of it, jump in the Discord. If you're
Yes.
not already, have a sus. If you're veterans and you froth it just as much as we do or more,
Yeah.
get in there and then talk to us about it. We
Yeah.
want to know more about it.
Frothing it more than how much we're frothing it right now is hard to fathom.
Yeah,
Hard to fathom.
I'm sure there's someone out there.
Yeah, probably. Jump in the Discord.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you, and that goes to others as well that maybe aren't interested in Test of Honor, but are interested in 40k, Kill Team, Necromunda. Jump in the Discord.
Yeah.
It's such a great place. We do our live episodes there. We do hangouts, giveaways, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. The Discord's where it's at. It's just a fun time.
Yeah,
We've got people that didn't know Discord existed before listening to the podcast.
yeah,
Downloaded Discord just to jump in, and
Yep.
they've been mainstays ever since. So
hell yeah,
it's just a great place. Like we've got so many different channels, so many people doing different hobbies. Everyone's super encouraging. Yeah, it's just dope. It's awesome. I
And
think
don't forget links for that. Hobbyhomies.com
hobbyhomies.com, hh.com.
or on our Facebook page. You'll find it somewhere on there.
True. So you just mentioned giveaways and stuff like that. So I'll quickly touch on those. We've got a couple. So our giveaway for this month is, I forget what it's called again, Shane. It's a chaplain, right?
Yeah, it's the G. I like what you've written here. GW thingy from Guff.
Yeah, actually, it's GIF. I misspelled.
It's a Terminator chaplain. I think
Yeah,
he's
that's
called Torrentus or something.
Yep, it's
He's the
the-
character one that was a special deal
Yeah,
a little while ago.
it's a sick model.
It is a sick model.
It's at my house on my trestle table next
Yeah.
to my Test of Honor minis
Yeah.
to remind me this is the giveaway for this month. But every time I look at it, I'm like, I don't know if it's the allure of it not being available anymore or just the fact that it's a sick model. And I'm just like, oh man, what if I just opened it?
I feel like you pick it up and go, this isn't mine, but it could be.
Yeah. But what if it's not mine? Why do I have it?
It must be mine.
So look, you will be getting that model with a few fingerprints on it, but still new in shrimp.
Yeah.
We got that from Guff. If you've listened to the podcast, you know Guff's like our go-to hobby store.
Yeah.
There's
It's my
some great-
local. There's one in Werribee.
Yeah, I think that's why, because we've got one in Geelong where I live.
Yeah.
You got one in Werribee near where you live.
Yeah. Ballarat, Bendigo. We haven't been out there yet, but
Nah.
we're sure that if they're anything like the dudes that run the Geelong one and Werribee one,
Yeah,
they're going to be top blokes.
that's true.
Check out the website too. They do online stuff.
Just quickly, 2 other local stores to me. Games Workshop Geelong.
Of
Warhammer
course.
Geelong.
Yes.
Throw the dice.
Throw the dice, which I haven't been to yet because of lockdown.
Yeah, true. I
gonna hit
haven't
up-
been because I'm horrible.
I'm gonna hit up Tricky Dicky.
Do it, man.
Hop
Do
in.
it. I went in there in like I want to say the first few weeks that they were open.
Yep.
And I've seen photos of what it looks like now, and my goodness,
Yeah.
that shit is legit.
I've been following the photos on Facebook quite hard.
Yeah, and it's more than a store. He does like he films a lot of stuff. I think he has giveaways as well. Runs comps.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Anyways, I got my sidetracked. So that's the giveaway. To enter that, all you have to do is like the post on Facebook. So to go to Facebook, fb.me/hobbyhomies or
Yep.
facebook.com/hobbyhomies. Go to our events. It's an event.
No, it's just
a
going to be a
post.
pinned post.
It's a pinned post.
Yep.
You'll see the chaplain with my fingerprints on it. No. You'll see a picture of the chaplain. Like that post.
Yep.
And jump in our Discord.
Yeah.
If you have both liked the post and have an account in our Discord, you're entered.
Yeah, if you're already in the Discord too, you're entered as well.
Yeah.
So,
But you still have to like the post.
You still got to like the
gotta
post.
do both.
Yeah.
Gotta do both.
Yep.
We've got a Patreon only giveaway, which is just some Tau Pathfinders to start your own kill team.
Yep.
Because everyone loves Tau.
Yep.
It's everyone's favorite army. We also have our summer painting comp, again, on the Discord. This one on a Facebook and the Discord.
And the Discord.
This one's an event.
This one's an event. Mark is interested or going. Take a photo of before your unit. So built or unbuilt, but just not painted.
Yep.
Primed is okay. And then once you're done, post a finished photo. And the theme is summer.
Yeah.
Paint it in a summer theme. You can interpret that however you like.
Yeah, it's up to you.
Yeah.
You might think summer is sunburn, so you're going to paint some red orcs. Whatever you want.
Yeah.
Whatever you want. Open to interpretation.
That's it.
I thought you said Mark is interested. I thought you said Mark is interested. I'm like, that's great, but who on earth is Mark?
Who's Mark?
And why does he? Yeah, okay.
Why isn't he in the Discord?
Yeah. Can't be too interested. You can also, to avoid you. Yeah.
Mark yourself as interested or going.
And also, Mark, if you're listening, thank you for being interested. Anyways, like Shane said, you can keep up to date with all that stuff. It's mostly in our Facebook and Discord, but you can get the links for all that on hobbyhomies.com.
Yeah.
That is as it sounds.
Yeah. Now, Christmas is coming up.
Oh,
and
true.
it's coming in red hot.
It is coming in. It's a tip so hot we call it Satan's foreskin.
Yes. Now, we're still going to release episodes every Sunday, as we always do.
Yeah.
But we won't have a live episode in January. Now I know.
Shane.
Don't yell at me. Blame Fox like I am.
Blame Churchy. No, I won't actually. Yeah, blame me. Actually, I won't even be in the state.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'll be in no state
No.
to do a live episode, including Victoria.
That's right.
They just let us out. I'm not staying here.
No, you're out of here, dude.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, but February is going to be spicy.
Look,
Make up for it.
we'll make up for it.
Yeah.
There's also going to be no beers and banter. Sorry. There's going to be no beers and banter.
As you would have already heard from Beers and Manor, which was released on Thursday.
Yeah, correct. But if you didn't, there'll be no beers and banter early weeks of Jan either.
Yeah.
Same thing though, we'll make up for it.
Yeah.
We always do.
We always do. We always make up for everything. And we apologize for everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's us.
Yeah. Massive shout out to our patrons.
Yeah.
As always, we couldn't do this without you guys.
You guys keep us ad free since January.
Nice, dude. Nice.
That's pretty good.
No. We've got Final Dinosaur, Foggy Highway, Churchy, Dave, Rory, Caitlin, Rad Rooster.
Rad Rooster. Man, it makes me hungry every time I hear his name.
It sounds like a Red Rooster.
It does.
But you know
I
what,
think-
Red Rooster? It's fake Colonel. Fuck Red Rooster.
I just meant his name makes me
Okay.
hungry.
Sure.
What do you mean, Red Rooster? We've also got Arkham, Whack the Ewok, Joe, Lethal, MJ, Burnsy, Elko, and Oliver.
Oliver.
Thanks. Thank you all. A lot of names there that have been mainstays in our Discord,
Yeah.
entries to our competitions. I'm looking at a lot of them. Winners to a lot of stuff as well.
Yes.
Looking down the list, not many people on here that haven't won because we got live episode giveaways, twice of those a month.
Yeah.
And most of those guys are in there, guys and girls. We've got Patreon only giveaways, so they stand a pretty good chance to win those.
Yeah.
And then our main giveaways, Patrons get automatic entry.
Yeah.
Thank you all. Like Shane said, you make this thing go tick.
Yeah. Make the wheels go around on this bus.
Boom bus.
Yep.
Hope you enjoyed this episode. So tune in, Beers and Banter. No, wait. There will be none this coming Thursday. Correct. Yeah. Sorry. No more beers and banter. Don't tune in. Go back and listen to Thursday's episode over and over again.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's okay.
Until the middle of January, and then you'll get another one.
Yeah, finally. You'll be like, oh, thank God. Not this crap again. Anyway, next Sunday, I can't remember what we're doing. We're doing an episode, though.
Yeah.
Probably Blood Bowl.
Yeah, I think at Blood Bowl.
Yeah.
Yep.
We played a game with that with some of the lads from the Thoughtless Casual Gaming podcast.
Yep.
And we'll be talking about that.
Hell yeah.
Catching up with them. Anyways, that's us.
I'll do it.
Bye.
Hooroo.
What's goodbye in Japanese?
Bye.
Sayonara. There you go.
Watch me turn up, roll up, yeah, you know I burn up, burn up, burn up. Woo.